Hey y'all, Erin here, and today I'm doing something super fun for me. I am going to be sharing one of my favorite rooms in our new home. It is going to be our home library. Dreams do come true. I've always wanted to have a room dedicated just to books, and we now have it, and I just love this room so much and can't wait to share it with you. Come along with me, let me show you. All right, so the first thing I want to highlight in this room is this beautiful painting right here. We just moved from Monterey, California, all the way across the United States to the East Coast. And so when I come in this room, I just love seeing this painting. It reminds me of all the fond memories we had in Monterey, and a good friend of ours from church painted that, so I love it. All right, so the first bookshelf right here, just real quick, I have my biographies and autobiographies here. This is probably my favorite shelves right here. These are all of my Bible studies. So every time I did a study with a different group of ladies wherever I lived, I can look at that study and remember who I was learning and growing and praying for at that time. So I just love that. This one is some of my finance books right here. I would love to do a finance video in the future coming up. My husband and I both are kind of passionate about that. I just recently visited my mom, and she gave me a big selection of new books for history, so we're very excited to dig into those. I have an old collection of Bibles down there, and I have a whole shelf full of cookbooks. And can I tell you a secret? I like cookbooks more than I like cooking. Don't tell anyone. All right, the next shelf is my homeschool mama books and my mother inspiration books. I love all of these as well. Again, the Bible studies, my Chicken Soup for the Soul collection, and I have just kind of a whole bunch of different things right here, some fiction and everything like that. All right, moving on. All right, this is one of my favorite shelves. I'm gonna say that probably a lot, but this is my Christian fiction, and these books right here are by Rachel Hawk. I recommend all of her books. They are so good. A few other authors, and then Francine Rivers. Francine Rivers just had this book turned into a movie. It's called Redeeming Love. And the book and the movie, they are very sad, very adult content, but it is a beautiful story of how God's love is redeeming. So definitely recommend that. The rest of the books on here are fiction. And so like the last three shelves are like all of my Patricia Cornwell and James Patterson and stuff like that. When I was in high school and college, there's nothing more than I wanted to do than be an FBI agent and take down the bad guys. So when I look at those, I just remember that time of my life and how passionate I felt about that. Okay, moving on. So this is my marriage bookshelf, and I do have a whole video on my favorite marriage book, so we will link that down below. Then I have some of my textbooks from college that I still think are helpful. I have our photo albums, different albums there, and then this whole thing is full of books as well. The one book I do want to highlight on here is this book. It's called After the Boxes Are Unpacked. I really recommend this one for my military mama friends. We have been married for 9 years, and this is the 4th house that we've lived in. So even after all of these moves that we've gone through, we're still learning as we go. And this book has a lot of Christian wisdom, a lot of practical advice, and I would just really think this is a good one. I'm still learning a lot from it as well. So definitely recommend that. All right, moving on, come along with me. All right, and this is one of our children's bookshelves, and I love all of the books on here. As you probably know, we are a homeschool family. We're gonna be doing 2nd grade this year, so my son is gonna be doing a bird unit for science. So I've got some of our pretty bird books on the top on display, since that's what we're gonna be learning about, focusing on that. Then this shelf has a lot of the books that were mine when I was a young girl. This was my Harry Potter collection when I was a little girl. This book right here, we definitely wanted to highlight. This is called The Dragon Rider, and Timothy's really into dragons right now, and so when we drove cross country, this was the audio book that we listened to. Timothy really enjoyed it, but Evie enjoyed it as well. Then we just did The Trumpet of the Swan, and we're currently reading Island of the Blue Dolphins right now. So I just love children's literature. If you were following along with our homeschool journey, you probably saw that we did the whole Magic Treehouse set last year. Love those books, definitely recommend them. Also, I've got my American Girl doll books here. Now, I have a request for you. I have been on the hunt for American Girl doll books. I've checked Amazon, Barnes & Noble, ChristianBook.com, Thrift Books, all of these places, and I cannot find the Felicity books. So, if you're watching this and you have a lead where I can find the Felicity books, please let me know, because I would love all of the American Girl doll books, but we are going to be learning about the beginning of America, and those Felicity books would be perfect for that. So thank you for that, if you can help me. We also are going to be doing the 50 states, so I have those books out right here. Some of the novels we'll be reading, and then I have all of our fall books right here and our Easter book. So yes, as you can see, I just love this shelf so much. Okay, last shelf, come with me. All right, this is the last shelf in here, and this is our second children's books. And again, I love all of these books as well. So our first shelf right here, this whole part right here was our books we did in our kindergarten curriculum. And one of the books I read in the kindergarten curriculum for the very first time was The Bee Tree by Patricia Polacco. Love this book so much. I just started buying her books like crazy. So then I bought Thunder Cakes, and then Renchka's Egg, G is for Goat, and Thank You, Mr. Falker. Then, so like I said, I visited my mom this summer. She gave me this big collection of books, and so I got these two right here, Pink and Say and The Keeping Quilt. Now, my mom was a school teacher for over 20 years, so she used to go to different conferences, and these two books are so special because those are signed by the author. So I am so thankful to have those in my collection, so thank you, Mom. And then the rest of these books up here are the books I use for school and other just really nice books. I don't want little hands touching them. Then this shelf is my Winnie the Pooh collection. I have quite the Winnie the Pooh collection. We love Pooh in this house, so I have them all together here. Then I have a nice Usborne collection right here. Evie is 4, so they are perfect for her. She loves all the lift the flap, the ABCs and the counting and the learning about the day and the seasons, so those are just so perfect for her right now. Then the last 3 shelves are my board books, and I do have a whole video on my favorite board books, so we will link that down below. They're just so perfect for those little hands, and the stories are a little bit shorter and they're sweet, and they're not quite so breakable with those little hands touching the pages and everything. So we love those in our house so much. The last thing I want to point out is this beautiful piece of artwork my husband made for me. And so we started out with a piece of artwork from Monterey, and then we're ending with a piece of artwork from Monterey. I just love it. I sit here, I see all of my beautiful books, I see my beautiful memories from Monterey, and this room just makes me feel so happy. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today on a tour of my home library. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Happy reading. Bye.